One of the best things that Rowind does, which separates them from other revivals, is that they host events often. Right now, until June 21st, there's the Mega Prismatic Marathon, where you basically need to collect a new currency only for this event called crystal tickets. How do you get them? Well, you have to do missions across a multitude of Rowind games, which are all part of smaller side events that are directly related to the Mega Prismatic Marathon. The S1 Hyperpass is one of these small side events, and it basically consists of tiers 1 to 8, which each have their own different quests, and you have to finish each tier in consecutive order. Kinda reminds me of something. When you complete a tier, you get rewards such as bricks, crystals, and crystal tickets. You can also buy a premium track of this pass, which gives bonus rewards like hats, but if you want it, it's gonna cost you 10,000 bricks. If you own the premium track and complete tier 8, you get the Chrome style Sparkle Time Fedora, which is exclusive to this event. If you decide not to buy the premium track, you still get the Chrome style Crown of Ponage, which is also pretty much exclusive to this event. I bought the premium track, and the main thing that led me to buying it is that you can get 8-bit Mr. Tentacles and Old Glory Wings, which are two items I really like and wanted to get, but was completely blown away from the large price tag on both of them. Plus, you make your money back from the rewards anyway, so there's nothing to lose. But anyway, the point of the pass is that you don't get a lot of time to finish it, and by the time I even noticed its existence, I already only had 3 days left, so I had to get started quickly. Starting off with tier 1, I needed 10 kills on Doomspire Brick Battle, and the rewards were 1,000 bricks, 5,000 crystals, and a gold style bat helm if you had the premium pass. It was pretty easy, other than the fact that I had to wait a little bit for someone to join my game. One of the pros about Rowind having a small community is that if you're playing a game, it'll immediately show up near the top of the games list. It also helped that Doomspire Brick Battle is a fairly popular game anyway, so this wasn't that bad. It only took me around 7 minutes. Now onto tier 2, I needed to survive 2 disasters in a row on Natural Disaster Survival, and then get 3 kills on Swordfight on the Heights 3. The rewards for completing this were 650 crystal tickets, 1500 bricks, 8,000 crystals, and an additional 1,000 crystal tickets if you own the premium pass. The quest on Natural Disasters shouldn't be that hard, so I did that one first. And oh boy, am I gonna regret saying that one later. So yeah, I did this one pretty quick, plus I got a new Fabergé egg. Once I got the Swordfight on the Heights quest, I realized that this game is not popular at all, and unlike Doomspire Brick Battle, it actually took a very long time to even start the quest. It took 15 minutes for someone to actually join my game, and not to mention, the rockets from the Bombastic Egg of Annihilation made this very annoying. A method that I used for blocking the rockets was to use the shield sphere right before they would reach me, so I wouldn't die from its explosion. Other than that though, getting the 3 kills were easy, so once someone joined my game, it didn't take long for me to finish the quest. For tier 3, I needed 5 kills on Chaos Canyon and complete Stairway to Heaven twice. The rewards for this tier were 1,000 crystal tickets, 1,500 bricks, 8,000 crystals, and an additional 1,250 crystal tickets for owning the premium pass. I started with Chaos Canyon, but when I went to join the game, I was confused on which one to play, because there's 2 of them that exist with the exact same name. The only difference is that one is from early 2011 and the other is from mid 2011. I chose the one from early 2011 because it was the first option, but still, this can be very confusing to another player. Just like Swordfight on the Heights 3, this game is not popular at all, and I was lucky that someone joined in just about 5 minutes. Unlike Swordfight on the Heights though, this game is completely destructible, so if this guy camped on top of the wall and broke all stairways, it would have been impossible for me to kill him. Thankfully, he didn't do that, and as soon as I got 5 kills, I was out of there. Next up was Stairway to Heaven, which was a completely new game to me. Little did I know this task could have been extremely easy or extremely difficult, depending on if luck wanted to be on my side. Anyway, one of the most annoying things on this again is the rockets from the Bombastic Egg, which everyone was complaining about on the Discord when they talked about completing this mission. The method that I used to get around this though, is to use the paintball gun and shoot the rockets. If they explode early, they can't kill me, but more importantly, they can't explode and break the entire path, making the game entirely unplayable. Thankfully, this didn't happen though, and I was on to my next quest. For this one, I needed to finish 5 levels on speedrun 4 and survive a tsunami on natural disaster survival. The rewards were 1,700 bricks and 8-bit Mr. Tentacles if you own the premium pass. It sounds pretty mediocre, but considering the hat costs 12,000 bricks, I think it's still a good substitute. The speedrun 4 quest was easy, and it only took me around 4 minutes to complete. I don't really have anything to say about it other than how I don't like the ramp physics. It even caused me to die in the first level. Lesson learned, I guess. The tsunami quest should also be pretty easy, or so I thought. The objective of actually surviving the tsunami isn't necessarily hard, but actually getting the disaster was easily the most time-consuming part of the entire pass. It took around a half hour to even get the disaster in the first place, and surviving the tsunami completely depends on if the map chosen was good or not. The first time I died to the disaster was when I was standing on this building, which didn't have enough support for it, so I fell immediately into the wave. The second time I died was when I got the Raving Raceway map, and for some reason the tsunami decided to completely ripple through the landscape. By then, it had already been an hour in, and I figured out a semi-effective method to getting the tsunami quicker. How it works is when I join a natural disaster survival server, I block a few people in it. So when I rejoin the game, it will make me join a new server and therefore create a new disaster. This method speeds things up, kind of. It still takes a bit for the disaster to spawn and the map to load, but it's much more effective than simply waiting for the round to be over. Anyway, I survived the tsunami on my 3rd attempt, and then I could finally move on to tier 5. The quests for this tier were to complete Downhill Smash once and survive an earthquake on natural disaster survival. The rewards were 1,200 crystal tickets, 2,000 bricks, 10,000 crystals, and an additional 1,500 crystal tickets for owning the premium pass. On Downhill Smash, you have to go up this steep hill while dodging any incoming cars. After dying a few times, I found a good strategy to use that led me to beating it pretty quickly. If you stay in the middle, no car will spawn directly in front of you. If you notice a car is coming your way, just move the opposite direction. It sounds pretty obvious, but it's still very effective for beating the game. For natural disaster survival, I needed to survive an earthquake. You've got to be kidding me, it's another waiting quest. Unlike the tsunami quest, it didn't take long until I got the earthquake. Plus, surviving an earthquake is a million times easier, because if you just stand on the dummy's head, you become invincible to the disaster. So yeah, wasn't too hard. Time for tier 6. The quests for tier 6 were to complete Stairway to Heaven 5 times and survive 6 disasters in natural disaster survival. The rewards for completing this were 1,300 crystal tickets, 2,250 bricks, 11,500 crystals, and the old glory wings if you had the premium pass. Stairway to Heaven isn't really a hard game, it just might take a while, but this is also when I realized how much the egg hunt really affects these quests. Basically, if any explosion happens on the path, in order to beat the game, the entire stairway collapses, making it impossible to do the quest. My original strategy with shooting the rockets worked for a bit until other completely random things happened that weren't even my fault. It's actually funny how often something like this would happen. The quest seems like it would be completely free at first glance until a random egg just spawns just to sabotage you. Anyway, it took a while, but I eventually finished the quest and moved on to natural disaster survival. This quest was simple, basically just play the game until you have 6 wins. Even then, this still took me around 20 minutes to complete, but at the very least, it wasn't difficult. For tier 7, you had to get 15 kills on Swordfight on the Heights 3 and complete Subway Survival once. The rewards were 1,500 crystal tickets, 2,500 bricks, 15,000 crystals, and the counterfeit domino crown if you own the premium pass. Just like the previous Swordfight on the Heights quest, this was a complete waiting simulator. What made this quest even more rough though, is that anytime someone would join, they would end up leaving almost straight after, letting me only get around 3 kills per person before they leave. This was extremely frustrating, and also very boring because the whole point of the game is to kill others, so without anyone in the game just makes the gameplay pointless. Also, shout out to this admin for giving me the Legacy Games egg. I was able to farm a ton of kills on one person in particular. It was pretty funny because they also thought I was hacking, yet they still allowed me to get 7 or 8 kills on them. The last few kills were the most annoying though, because this person was obnoxiously using the trampoline and the shadow sphere to pretty much rage bait me. Eventually I did kill him, and got my 15 kills though. For For Subway Survival, this shouldn't be hard at all because I've played this game and beaten it many times previously for the Demonic Scissors quest. In my opinion, this was the easiest quest throughout this entire event because it really doesn't take any skill to just sit in a train and walk to the winner's pad. So yeah, after I finished that, I moved on to Tier 8. Finally, I was on the last tier of the event, and it was also the last day to finish it. For Tier 8, you had to get 5 kills with the Venom Shank, 5 kills with the Dark Hurt, and 5 kills with the Illumina, all on Sword Fight on the Heights 3. The rewards for completing this were 3,000 crystal tickets, 3,000 bricks, 20,000 crystals, community champion role on the Discord, and the Chrome style crown of Ponage. If you had the premium pass, you would have also gotten the Chrome style Sparkle Time Fedora, along with 3,000 crystal tickets. Again, this game is just purely waiting for people to join. Thankfully, one of the other people that have completed this pass joined in to help me get kills. Even though, for some reason, they were also trying to kill me, I managed to kill them many more times and got a ton of kills on them, which was super helpful. Venom Shank was already the main sword that I used for getting kills, so this wasn't too bad, but once I got to the Dark Heart, I only got around 3 kills until the person left. By this point, I already had 8 kills, and there was also someone else in the server, so I just cranked out kills until I was on the Illumina. The Illumina is a much harder sword to get kills with, because anytime you try to use it, you get sent flying forward. It's extremely easy to die with this sword too, so my method was to only swing it once or not swing it at all, because touching people with your sword still damages them. This worked well, and I got the last 5 kills in no time. An hour and a half after I finished Tier 8, I was given my beloved rewards. The Chrome style Sparkle Time Fedora is a very good looking item, and it was definitely worth all the time spent on the tiers. This is the outfit I made with it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Also, make sure to subscribe, because I'll be making more videos on this Mega Prismatic Marathon, and Rowind in general since I've been having a lot of fun on it lately. So yeah, that's pretty much the end. See ya.